people, welcome back to another edition of the YouTube channel here. Today we're going to predict some UEFA Europa League predictions coming literally tonight around the I've run 32 and decided it's actually around the 16, so we'll change that as we edit the video. But we got a game, 8 coming up really. So let's get straight into them really. So first legs this evening, of course, this is a round behind the Champions League. Now at the moment it's really on the same par as this, but the Champions League round of 16 and there's a round of 32 for the Europa League. So they play the Europa League while the round of 16 is on for Champions League. But basically, first game predicted this evening is Manchester United against AC Milan. It is a huge game in Manchester this evening. Now, where do we go? Manchester United, I mean, they've had a brilliant, I wouldn't say a bad season by any means. Still in the FA Cup. Got far in the Carabao Cup. They're still in the Europa League, and as far as behind they are in the Premier League, they still are in second place. So, beating City the weekend will give them confidence, or maybe that's the time now United go off on a bad run again after getting their big win. Who knows? I think they will have to not put their eggs in one basket here because they should get Champions League this season, but they will want to try and win a trophy under Ole, and I think he's going to go strong. Now, I've heard injury that Rashford is possibly out. We might have a late scan or late fitness test. Pogba is definitely out. De Gea should be out. Only I don't think that's a problem because Ian Henderson has been playing brilliantly for United, not better this season since he came in. And I think, although he didn't do anything like score or assist the weekend, I think Martial has had a very positive game against Man City. Named man of the match by Sky Sports. So I think there's reason to be positive for United. I think for AC Milan, I think Zlatan Ibrahimovic might be out, which is a big blow for them. Against his old club. Theo Hernandez, will he be able to fit? If not, the old man Diogo Dalot for United, which is a really big player. Indeed. Overall, United is home. Of course, the record is better away from home, but this isn't the same AC Milan team, despite doing well in Serie A this season. They're both in the same situation in their leagues. Good few points behind their both close rivals, first and second respectively, and AC Milan scraping here and there, through the Europa League as well. I think United should have enough in there, and it should be a convincing enough win. I think it'll only be 2-1 on paper. I just don't think United would keep AC Milan, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But I think the scoreline, I think it'll flatter AC Milan. I think United will dominate. They get maybe a penalty from Kessie. I think Milan will. And I think United will score from Lindelof's going to score, or by whoever plays out of the two will score. And then I think I'm going to say Greenwood scored should he play. So yeah, it's going to be good game for United, 2-1 in the first leg. And on to the second game now, and it's Arsenal against Olympiacos in Greece. Now, this is a big fixture because Arsenal, of course, didn't play Europa League football until the last game last year, which was against Olympiacos, and they did knock them out that night in the Emirates, believe it or not. So I think, it's going to be a really tough game. I think Arsenal have actually gone worse since then. Olympiacos have gone better since then. Olympiacos are one of those teams that are, well able to be used to Champions League and European football themselves. So they're not, just because they're in the Greek league doesn't mean they're a bad team. They have the experience and they have a few players. Like, for example, El Arabi this season knocking in goals for the Greek Giants. And Arsenal be wary, especially away in the first leg, against the Benfica team last time. They were good nonetheless, but not the team they used to be. They struggled, and they're going to have to rely on, again, probably the kids this evening unless Aubameyang actually turns up. I don't think their defense is the problem. I think, like Liverpool, I think they're actually doing okay there. And it'll depend on their squad fitness and who's kind of there and all that this evening. I don't think Olympiacos are the team they used to be, and if Arsenal perform like they've been doing mostly recently, to be fair, I would probably back them to win and actually keep a clean sheet. So 2-0 Arsenal gets job done the first leg, and I think goals are going to come from, if he plays Smith Rowe, if he doesn't, Saka, and another goal come from Auba once again. Assisted by Lacazette actually. And on to the next game now, Tottenham against Dinamo Zagreb. Now, this is a big game because Tottenham, I would say, you would arguably say they got an easy enough draw for the last 16 of this Europa League. But Zagreb are a tough side. They're one of the best sides in Croatia. I think that they're unbeaten this season, actually. Only one of only 4 teams unbeaten yet this season out of like 24 games in the whole of the top, leagues in the world, which is, say what you want, Farmers League, but it's still hard to do that no matter what league you're in. No real standout really for Zagreb. Of course, Tottenham hitting form recently with Bale on the rise again. Harry Kane is just being back from injury helps him so much, honestly. Son, even though he isn't playing his best football, he's still chipping in. They just have to get to the defense. But Sanchez had a few good games, getting clean sheets, and you can see the one maybe a game back there with Alderweireld gives him a bit of help and support. And they have a nice balance. Like, I give them that. A good squad depth, Spurs. I think they will go strong because, like United and all, they want to win a trophy. That's, I mean, and Spurs are pretty much immune to that. But look, we'll put the predictions and bias aside here. And I think Spurs will have enough. I think they'll concede, but I think, even concede to Wolfsburg last round. But they're going to go far, I reckon. I think it'll be 3-1 Spurs. I think Højbjerg will score for them. Kane will score. And I think Ali will score if he plays. On to the next game now, and it's a big one, and it is a game between Slavia Prague and Rangers in Czech Republic. Now, Slavia, let me talk about them. They're an absolute beast and a wildcard for this year's tournament. I think they'll get semis or final. They've been knocking around Champions League, Europa League last few years. Of course, the West Ham's pretty much sister club. And let me talk about this man, Abdallah Sima, 19 years of age, a Senegalese international, rocking in another goal against Leicester last week, 2 weeks ago in the Europa League, last 32 to knock him out. And then, banging in goals, they had a 10-2 win or something in the league a few weeks ago. Slavia scored 2 or 3 goals there. He scored most weeks for them. And he suits their style really nice. They've got Kuka, who scored in the last round too. They've got Mauvu Pass. They've got some really Boril, Kolar in goals, really good goalkeeper. And, Slavia are really good. Now, I think Leicester are better than Rangers, as good as Rangers have been this season. And going to Czech Republic is going to be a tough place to go as attacking Rangers have been. Now, Rangers won the league the weekend, so they're going to be out and, get celebrated, we'll say. They're going to be having a good time. Rangers don't do it in the latter stages of Europe, do they? I think it'll be a very tough game, and I think Slavia will edge this. I think they'll concede because Rangers should score, but they'll keep it tight, Slavia. They had a few chances, but, another name I left out, Alina Pinka, Nigerian international, very good. I think Slavia will have enough, 2-1. In Czech this evening. But the away goal will matter for Rangers, so yeah, it'll be an interesting second leg. Now, next tie, and it is Ajax versus Young Boys in Holland. And Ajax are, after knocking out Lille, who are, team Renato Sanchez last round, who are, high-flying in Ligue 1 at the moment, who are going for a Champions League potential top-of-the-table place. So that was a bit of a shock, but then again, Ajax are second or first in Eredivisie. They're up there. They've got good experience, good players in there, and you can argue they still have a lot of their talents, not the side they used to be. But at home, and Young Boys are a bit of a side where they don't really go far, but they always get in somehow or another into Europe, and they kind of give it a go. Some seasons anyway. And the Young Boys did very well. They shocked a lot of people, including me, to knock out German giants Bayer Leverkusen in the last round, which is a big one. But Ajax again, home advantage with their squad depth, experience, all in one. I think they should hold out, but I think it'll be an attacking game, fun game, 4-2 Ajax. And the next game now, and it is Roma against Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, Roma did play Shakhtar in the round of 16 a few seasons ago in, 2 legs really, where Roma came out winners 1-0 on a soft double leg win there. Now, Shakhtar's side, again, like Young Boys, are a bit more experienced than them, but, in around the stages of Europe, always they give it a go. They got semi-finals of the Europa League last season, losing to Inter Milan. Got hammered actually, I think 6-0 or something. But Shakhtar are still a good side. You can argue their side not they used to be. They've never hit their big heights, but they're getting there. And they're doing well in the Ukrainian. They're getting second right now behind Dinamo Kiev. Roma. It probably is too small of a competition for them. Probably Roma are bigger than this competition, and they're going to want to win it. And it doesn't look like they're going to get through the top 4 for the Champions League next season in their domestic league. So this is why it is big significant importance for them. Now they've got that star man Edin Dzeko up top, which is a big player for them. Getting El Shaarawy back, his boyhood club and all that, where that happened for him and started for him is a big boost as well. Have Roma got the actual full-on quality to win the competition? I don't know, but I think Roma will have enough for Shakhtar. They'll probably concede, but I'm going to go 3-1 Roma, especially at home. And that is the big result. The next one is Granada and Molde in Spain. Now, Granada are 10th in the La Liga. I think second Molde are in the Norwegian League. Now, Molde came out of a group, an Irish team in there, of course, Dundalk, and Dundalk actually gave them a game. I think they nearly got a point against them too, and they've kind of came out with a group with Rapid Vienna and Arsenal too. Against the odds, they won 2-0 away to Hoffenheim in the second leg away in last round, which is a big result for them. And Molde aren't a bad side. Was that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used to manage them? They've got, I wouldn't say the most experienced team in the Europa League or Champions League. They've gotten there a few times, but overall they're a very interesting and new side to the modern era, I suppose. But this is a much tougher test. Granada, of course, never been in Europe. It's the first year in it now this year, and very attacking side. Let's not forget they knocked out Napoli last round convincingly too. So it'll be a very tough game, I think. Both aren't the most experienced, as I said. Granada's home. I I think Molde will get score, and Granada won't score enough. So I think it'll be 1-1, and away goal for Molde into the second leg in Norway. So yeah, that is going to be a huge game. And to wrap off the last 16 first leg ties of the Europa League, it is a big game in Ukraine as well. Dynamo Kiev against Villarreal. Now I'm going to go 2-1 to Villarreal here in Ukraine, and the reason I'm going with that is I think you know Kiev are a very good side. Again, always in around Europe. Villarreal, you say we want, they're okay with Emery management now. They've kind of had a little revival. I think there's up 6-7 in La Liga. You know, they're doing okay, on track for Champions League football, Europa League football next season, and they've experience. Good few players in there. Alcacer up top who bangs in the goals for them. They've got Foyt and in the defense, Spurs man. You know, Funes Mori back there, who's a good player, the ex-Everton man. And overall, you know, they've recuperated well and, you know, cooped up a few good signings. Again, have the quality to win the competition? No. Have the manager? Yes. And I think he'll have enough to, you know, Ukraine's a tough place to go, but I think Kiev will have enough. Sorry, Villarreal will have enough, rather. They'll concede, but I think they'll do enough, and 2-way goals should see them through next round. So Dynamo Kiev 1, Villarreal 2. And that is going to be the end of the UEFA Europa League around the 16 match. You know, first leg predictions will back probably tomorrow. A few days next content will be huge, of course. The Premier League predictions out tomorrow morning, and you know, probably Saturday evening or something. We'll have the preview big match between Manchester United and West Ham on Sunday at 7:15. We'll have watch time for that, by the way. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, guys. Take care. Peace. See you next time.